Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to talk about faded summons. So, in faded summon, you have a lot of heroes here. I'm going to talk briefly about each one of them, tell you if they're good or not. So, she's not good. Her custom version, if you have it though, it'll be awesome to have her or have a second one of her. Um, Horgal is awful. Asarnia is awful. Her custom is good in Rush. So if you have a rush, it might be useful if you have her costume. June himself is not good, but his third costume is pretty decent. Can be used in any type of war really, where he blinds three. Quintus third costume, I mean, is decent on rush. Otherwise, he's not that good. Honestly, like I was pretty hyped up about his third costume, but I'm not anymore. He's not that good. I mean, he's decent in rush only, but other than that, I mean, eh. Her costume is great. Her by herself is pretty outclassed by a lot of heroes. She used to be really good. She dispels, so she still has some use, but if you have other dispellers like Evelyn, it'd be great. I mean, she gives attack down to everyone, but her stats are low. There's a costume version of her that's gonna come. Raphael, if you don't have any other healers, he might be an option, but he's slow, and almost all heroes now who heal are average or fast. Melosi is awesome, especially in Rush. Can prevent some of the specials. His stats are low though, and his special doesn't do a lot of damage. Grimble is awesome. He's actually one of the decent ones, especially if you play against minion heroes. He can charge up your other heroes, especially if you pair him with Alfike and Ludwig. He can charge them up if you have a tank that's a minion maker. So he's decent. Mitsuko, um, she's average. I mean, she's not bad. I mean, her damage is not that good, and she drains it mana, which is pretty good. But her most use is she reflects ice special. And ice is not, it's not very common in defenses. It used to be when Costume Lassie was there, and she would have more use, but eh, she's okay, I guess. I don't like Artemis, however you pronounce his name. He's not good. Sandra, her costume is eh. The problem I have with the costume is yes, she's fast, which is good, but the problem I have with her costume is it's a chance that she hits other enemies and does, her mindless control. And most often than not, you're not gonna get it. If you're on defense, she can trigger, but even with that, she doesn't do a lot of damage. That's the problem. And in subsequent attacks, it gets less and less. And Ari is pretty decent. Her costume is even better, but she's a rogue and she has the highest chance of dodge, and she gives these fox minions that increases your mana every turn. So she's actually one of the decent ones here. Useless, and his costume is even more useless. His costume is not in the game yet, but they're gonna release it. Geffion is decent. Her costume is way better. But she's a sniper, and snipers, if they just do damage, they're not nothing special, to be honest. But and the fact that she steals minions, but if you have her costume, you might want to pick her up. Heimdall, again with the slow heroes. I mean, he boosts health, and his costume is actually pretty decent in Rush. But other than that, if you don't have any other heroes, he might be decent. Loki, I think, is the best one out of all of these. He copies. He can be used in any war, especially in Rush War. He can copy Alpha. He can copy all the other heroes. Sif is really good too. Her costume is better, but a Sif by herself is actually pretty good too. She's rogue too. Her her counterattack is strong too. So she's definitely one of the decent ones. Vera is one of the decent ones too. I still use Vera. Um, she prevents minions from spawning, so she's uh, she's really good. I still use her. Especially, you'll see one of my awards we played against Arco and I used her, and she was just, um, she makes minion makers useless. So, which ones do I think are the best here? Grimble, Loki, Inari, um, Sif, Vera, Melosi. Those are the ones I think most decent here. So you can pick whatever. So I have one, and um, I don't have Grimble, I don't have Loki, and I have one. I have two bears, but I only have one leveled up. So, um, who's the worst? Honestly, like the worst out of all of them is Horgal. Like he's definitely the worst. But wait, what did I do? Okay, okay. All right, I guess I picked Horgal. Whatever. All right, I'll see you on the next one.